Man, I never get tired of this view. Welcome back to the channel, Summit Life homies. Welcome to the inside of my car, which is a 2014 Range Rover supercharged, and it is currently breaking down. And what I mean by breaking down, it's more so just breaking my heart because the check engine light is on. It has been on for like a month. I took it to the shop, got it checked. Something happened where a bracket was sucked into something, and it made the car go into limp mode, so I couldn't drive it above 20 miles per hour. So they said that they removed it and it was fixed, but then a couple days later the engine light came back on. So in today's video we are taking the car to the shop. But right next to the check engine light you'll see the time. It is 2:37. I just got done with my day of work and I have not eaten yet, so I am going to get some grub really quick. Don't judge me today, guys. I'm feeling Subway, and I'm feeling Subway because I've become desperate because I've had all the food here in Park City for 7 years and I don't usually get Subway, so I'm feeling something out of the blue today. Now if we had a Cane's chicken up here in Park City, now that would be a different story. Time to go get me a sandwich. Sal, make sure nobody takes the car and drives away, buddy. Oh man. I've been needing that since the moment I woke up. So right now the car is idling and I can feel it like idling pretty rough, which is also concerning. So in the 2 years that I think we've owned this car, I think we've spent around $6,000 to $7,000 on maintenance on the Range Rover, which is a lot. But also come to think of it, I think Clayton spent more on his truck in maintenance. So Clayton's got me beat. I am going to eat my sandwich really quick, then drink my drink, give Sal a couple pats, and then we'll head down to the valley to meet Clayton at the mechanic shop. Oh, Clayton beat me here. So we have made it to Integrity First Automotive, and they're gonna take good care of the Range Rover. Man, that color looks really good. Make room, Sal. This truck ain't big enough for the three of us.
I know. What's up, you guys? I'm here, don't worry. I'm not missing out on today's video.
Integrity First. I know the car will be in good hands. Just let's make sure it's nothing catastrophic, right?
It probably is, but fingers crossed that it's not.
And suddenly it's raining for like the 4th time this week.
Utah's being really weird right now. Lots of rain.
It's gonna hold.
Old work shirt.
Range Rover is not the only vehicle that is down for the count. A lot of our vehicles actually have issues. In our last video that we posted of the Lambo, the camper Lambo build, we quickly mentioned that the Gallardo has some issues too. But since we're in the truck, you want to talk about what issues the truck has? Sure. Or is there too many to count?
No, there's actually not any catastrophic issues. But the main issue that makes the truck pretty much undrivable is, for some reason, the power steering is just not powerful enough to steer the wheel. So I have to be like full throttle for the power steering to work.
Oh, that's annoying.
Which makes it very difficult to park in parking lots. But I'm slowly tracking down the culprit of that, and I will be replacing it and making it much better.
I was mentioning earlier to the viewers about the maintenance and kind of the rough estimate of what we spent to maintain the Range Rover since we had it. And it's like,
what? How much?
Right up there with the truck.
How much have we spent on the Range Rover?
Like $6,000 to $7,000. Whereas the truck,
I'm glad you think I've spent $6,000 to $7,000 on this truck.
I know it's more than $6,000 to $7,000. That's why I was saying the Range Rovers have such a bad name because they fall apart all the time. Yet this truck has cost way more to maintain.
And that's only because when something breaks on this, I just replace kind of everything and do it all right. That way it doesn't break again.
Fair enough. This is like the 5th time though that the power steering's gone out.
Well, no. Yes.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Because so this truck, the way the braking system works is it runs off of a vacuum pump. and the vacuum pumps in the serpentine belt are pretty weak. So I've had 3 explode on me. And when they explode, the power steering pump's right next to it. So yes, I have had to replace the power steering pump a few times. A couple of them have seized on me, a couple of them have leaked. So I think this is my 4th power steering pump.
4th?
Now the other issue with this truck, and it's not something that is broken and needs to be fixed, it just needs to be upgraded, and that is the power of the truck. This truck is the slowest car we own. It'll pull anything anywhere, but it's not gonna get there fast whatsoever. I enjoy driving this thing around, except in parking lots. Like look, I'm parked at a stoplight.
Oh yeah, that thing's not turning at all.
No.
Nope, it does not like that.
Nope.
Sal's on my team. This is his least favorite car to ride in, right Sal? It's just too bumpy. We support you though.
Thanks. I do like my truck.
Oh, so bouncy. We made it back. It's chilly up here.
It's pretty nice. But up next we got this gem of a Jeep right here. This thing is amazing. This thing can off-road like none other, and it is currently for sale. We've owned it for 3-ish years, and the moment I listed it for sale is the moment everything went downhill. It has given me no issues pretty much at all the entire time I've owned it and wheeled it, and then when I listed it, it just doesn't run now.
It's like, nope, you're not getting rid of me just yet.
So I turned it on, it ran fine for like 15 seconds, and then dropped to like 200 RPMs and sounded bad, and then died, and it won't turn on now.
Great. And you said it was something to do with like the fuel injector or something?
I mean,
maybe.
Engines need fuel, air, and spark. So it's one of those things. My guess is that's fuel, because I've upgraded fuel injectors that have smaller sprayer holes, and with the ethanol in the gas these days, it kind of gets gummy sometimes, and it hasn't ran in like 4 months. Seeing the injectors right here, luckily it's pretty easy. Fingers crossed that that works.
It sucks, guys, because we had 2 buyers. We have 2 people very interested, and we're like, unfortunately, the Jeep cannot move.
And like I said, it's a pretty simple fix, but only if I have time. But once it is running, we'll give you guys an update, and anybody that wants to buy it can take it off our hands. Next on the list, we have our 2 workhorse vans. These are 2012, I believe it is.
2010 and 2013.
2013, see, I don't even know. But they're Ford Transit Connect vans. They're awesome. Each one has like 210,000 miles. They work all day, every day, but they don't run. And that may sound weird, but let me explain. This one right here runs great and fine, except there's a weird electrical gremlin that randomly overnight when it's parked here is just completely dead. Sometimes it's totally dead, sometimes it's not.
It should turn on.
Nothing.
What? Really?
It's completely
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's weird. Some days it works totally fine, and other days it's
very
dead.
temperamental. The issue, guys, is we really want to upgrade, and we have deposits down for 2 new transit vans, but we don't know when we're gonna get those.
Ford is not accepting my order. I ordered them probably 4 or 5 months ago and nothing.
So, and any
Ford,
of you from Ford, bump Clayton's name to the top of the list.
I know, we need new vans. Ford Transit vans have awesome 4-cylinder motors that run okay from the factory. Now this one, because of neglect before us, is only running on like 2 or 3 of those cylinders. So it kind of putts around town and it has a little bit less power, but it still works.
We took it to the Ford dealership and they said, nah, you just need a whole new engine. We're like, all right, we'll just drive it till it dies.
So this van right here, as it sits, it's probably worth like 3 or 4 grand. The dealership wanted $7,500 for a new engine.
Nope.
And that's not gonna be happening. If I do decide to swap the engine on this thing and make it run way better, give me some suggestions down in the comments. I'm thinking like the 1.8 EcoBoost Ford motor from like a Fusion, so we get a turbo.
Okay. You're doing great. I mean, they drive every single day.
Every day they drive.
They drive. Making weird ticking noises and whatnot. I'm surprised that these things are still running. We've talked about the issues on the Gallardo quite often over the past 1.5 years that we've owned it. It's been like 1.5 years.
Yeah,
2
we
years?
got a PPI done when we bought the car, which told us everything that could be wrong with it.
And we ignored it. And those things are now bubbling to the surface. So the Range Rover is living up to its name in the maintenance. The Gallardo is somewhat living up to its name with the E-gear issues that we've been having. For one example, it occasionally just does not like to go in reverse.
Yeah, you'll stop in a parking lot to reverse in a spot and it just won't.
It's just like, no.
Yep, and you just kind of have to wait for it to want to. So let's
Very
hope that it will this
temperamental.
morning.
We have to take this back across town, which is a perfect opportunity to show you exactly what's going on with this thing. So it starts no problem. Now, occasionally, it really does not like to go into reverse. So let's see if it happens. All right, it works. It works! Real quickly, another thing that the Gallardo just decided to do lately is the hood is closed, but it does not think so. That light is on all the time. We think it's like a sensor issue, right?
I mean, there's a sensor obviously that detects that it's closed, and I think because we like dropped the hood, it may have wigged it out. So we just gotta
hopefully, because that's really annoying.
One of the things that came up in our original pre-purchase inspection from Lamborghini of Denver was the steering rack. Now, a lot of issues are starting to occur on these older Gallardos and Murcielagos, mainly having to do with the old rubber and plastics. Now, this car is a 2006. It is now 2022, which means this is 16, right? 16-year-old car?
Don't ask me to do
math.
No.
16 years old. Now, rubber does have an expiration date. Rubber does get brittle and crack over time. Now, I believe that's what happened in our steering rack. They said it was seeping and leaking a little bit of power steering fluid. We figured we would drive it and just keep topping it off until it was actually an issue. Now, a few weeks ago, we were driving and there was nothing on the road and we heard a bang, and then all of a sudden the steering wheel shifted to the side and it was out of alignment. So, knowing that the steering rack needed to be replaced at some point, and knowing that that's how the car steers and alignment and everything, we have a hunch. We have a hunch that the steering rack does need to be either rebuilt or replaced, and I believe we're going to be doing the rebuilt route, which is only like, I actually don't know. I believe it's between $1,000 and $2,000.
Which isn't bad, but time consuming, I assume.
How's the steering wheel right now?
It varies. Some days it's really bad, other days it's not too bad. Today it's not too bad, but I mean the car wants to pull this way today.
Now, out of everything that's wrong with the Gallardo, I am so surprised we're still on the original clutch from when we bought the Gallardo. I thought for sure the clutch would need to be replaced, but it's totally fine. No slipping, nothing.
Yep. I mean, it's only at 120%.
Yeah, it's at 125% used, which doesn't make any sense to me, but that's what the computer says. So we're just gonna keep driving that until it starts slipping. Now here's the famous Cayman that has been under the knife for forever.
Hold on, you mean the grasshopper killer?
Yes.
What's going on here, Clayton?
I went on a quick drive the other day and
my gosh,
I killed a bunch of grasshoppers. So this car does run and drive, but because it is a project show car, it is never fully complete. Hopefully one day it will be, and anybody out there who's building a show car knows what I'm talking about. But currently, the issues with the Cayman are that it burns a lot of oil, which are signs of a lot of different things, and I haven't pinpointed exactly what that means. Best case scenario is I'm using the wrong weight oil. Worst case scenario is we have cylinder bore scoring and the engine is going to be short-lived. Yeah. One of the major issues also is that because this is bagged and kind of stance to fit the body kit, the alignment is not perfect. I need to replace a bunch of parts to get the alignment good. But the main reason I don't really drive this car currently is because anything over about 70 miles an hour, my wing just can't handle it. So the way I designed this wing was to go through the outer skin of the door and mount to the inner skin. Now this inner skin is held to the outer skin with a bunch of glue, and it produced so much downforce it popped all the glue. I should not be able to put my hand in these things. So it is
a little flimsy.
So I need to replace my entire deck lid.
Oh,
yay!
Great. Oh, awesome. Well, that's okay because I mean you drilled like
a million
20 holes into this one.
It was inevitable. This is, it's called research and development. I'm still researching and developing how I'm gonna do this. But for now, I can drive it to and from Cars and Coffee across the street, and that's about it.
So the Range Rover's in the shop for who knows what. The truck can be driven, but not very easily. The Gallardo can be driven, but it definitely has some issues that need to be addressed. The Cayman can be driven, but not really, not very fast. And
our two vans can be driven, but at any moment could literally blow up.
So after all that, we have two vehicles left on our list, one of which is not here, which is our Razor, and that one is actually in tip-top shape. And the best working car that we have, our 2017 Ford Transit. Behold, the best working car in our possession right now.
We bought this thing on a whim. I just noticed it online and it was a decent deal. We bought it. And it's the only car that works totally fine. Everything in it works just fine.
Sometimes Clayton and I drive this instead of all of our other cars.
And so by sometimes I mean whenever it's not being used. We drive it all over.
There's nothing wrong with it. It sounds good, it's mechanically sound, electronically sound, and look at this wrap. It's free advertising for our business.
Let me show you guys how well this van actually works.
Smooth.
No issues.
Such a smooth ride.
And
Look
watch
at all
this.
this technology.
So
This
weird.
is so sad.
Yeah.
We have so many cars, and the only car with no issues at all is our work van. So I guess you could classify this video as kind of like a quick garage tour update on every car that we have and its working conditions at the moment. But we really hope you guys enjoyed spending the day with us.
And hopefully sooner rather than later, all of our cars are in working condition.
I feel like the Range Rover might be a costly one. It was not sounding good when I dropped it off.
No, that's the one that we'll just, yeah, I don't really want to know.
We'll update you guys as soon as we know, but we'll see you guys in the next video.
Peace.